Welcome. Managing money is a skill that anyone can develop, but surprisingly, many people never learn where to begin. Imagine a life where you're not worried about bills, unexpected expenses don't throw you off, and you feel confident making financial decisions. That's what understanding the basics of personal finance can help you achieve. Over the next 20 minutes, we'll unpack step by step how to take control of your money and why it matters in everyday life. First, let's talk about why personal finance isn't taught in most schools, even though every adult faces questions like, how much should I save? What is a budget? When should I start investing? Many of us learn from trial and error, but it doesn't have to be that way. Imagine you get your first paycheck. Most people think, finally, real money. But without a plan, it slips through your fingers. Here's where financial awareness comes in. Let's start with the foundation, income and expenses. Do you know exactly how much you earn each month? Not just your main salary, but all side hustles, bonuses, small gigs, irregular payments. Write it all down as carefully as you can. Now, how about your spending? It's not just the big items like rent or mortgage. Think about all the subscription services, online purchases, snacks, coffees out, transportation, utilities, gifts, travel, clothing, streaming apps. And even that app you forgot you bought 3 months ago. Take a week and write down every cent you spend. At the end of the week, patterns will emerge. Maybe you're surprised by how much goes to eating out or how monthly subscriptions add up. This first step, awareness, is powerful. Many people have never done this in their life, and just seeing the facts can be a big aha moment. Now that you see the picture, it's time for a plan, a budget. A lot of people think the word budget means living with restrictions, cutting out all fun, or tracking every dollar obsessively. Let's change this perspective. A budget is about freedom. It's your plan for how you want to spend and save. It can be as simple or as detailed as you need. A practical starting point is the 50-30-20 rule. Half your income goes to needs, rent, groceries, utilities, 30% to wants, entertainment, dining out, hobbies, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. Let's make this real. If you bring home $2,000 a month, $1,000 covers the basics, $600 is for your wants, and $400 is set aside for your future and paying off debt. Budgets should flex with your life. Some months you might need to spend more on car repairs, or you might want to save up for a trip the next month. The key is to check in with your budget regularly, see what worked, what didn't, and adjust. There are great budgeting apps that make this simple, but even a pen, notepad, or Excel spreadsheet works. One of the smartest things you can do for yourself is set up an emergency fund. This is a financial cushion that protects you from life's surprises. Medical bills, car repairs, job loss, unexpected travel. If you have even a small emergency fund, you'll feel less stressed when things go wrong. Experts recommend saving 3 to 6 months' living expenses. If that sounds impossible, start with $500 or $1,000 and build from there. Put this money in a savings account that's easy to access, but separate from your everyday checking account. Let's walk through an example. Anna had never saved much, but over a few months, she started transferring $50 a week into her emergency fund. At first, it felt insignificant, but after 6 months she had over $1,200, enough to cover rent if something unexpected happened. This small habit gave her peace of mind and motivation to keep going. Debt is a part of modern life for many people. Not all debt is bad. A mortgage on a home or a student loan for education can be investments in your future. But high-interest credit card debt, payday loans, or buy now, pay later offers can become traps. First, list out all your debts, every card, loan, payment plan. Write down the total balance, minimum monthly payment, and interest rate. Focus on paying off the high-interest debts first. This is called the avalanche method. Alternatively, some people prefer to pay off the smallest balances first for psychological motivation. This is the snowball method. The best plan is the one you'll stick with. Let's say you owe on 3 credit cards, $3,000 at 25% interest, $1,000 at 18%, and $500 at 10%. By focusing all extra payments on the highest interest card and making minimum payments on the others, you'll save the most on interest. Every time you pay off one balance, roll that payment into the next card. It's motivating to see balances disappear. While you pay down debt, remember not to build up new debt. Try to use cash or debit for non-essential purchases. If you need credit, be sure it fits within your established budget. Financial goals give your money meaning. Ask yourself, what do I want from my money? Maybe you want to travel, buy a house, start a business, or simply feel secure. Write down your goals. Be precise. Instead of, I want to save more, write, I want to save $5,000 for a car in 2 years. Make your goals SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. For instance, I want to pay off $3,000 in credit card debt within 18 months by paying $170 each month. Track your progress. Update your goals as your life changes. Let's also talk about different types of savings. Your emergency fund is a must, but you might also want to save for specific things, like a vacation, a new laptop, or a big event. Set up different savings accounts or use buckets in your app so you can track what's for what. Even small, regular deposits really add up over time. After the basics, budget, debt, emergency fund, it's time to grow your money. This is where investing comes in. Investing can sound scary, but its basic principle is simple: making your money work for you. The earlier you start investing, the more you benefit from compound growth, which is the process of earning interest on interest. You don't need to be an expert or have a lot of money to start. For most beginners, start with your workplace retirement plan, such as a 401k in the US, especially if your employer offers a match. If this isn't an option, consider opening an individual retirement account, also called an IRA. Diversify your investments. Don't put all your money in one company or sector. For many, low-cost index funds or exchange-traded funds, ETFs, are a great place to start. They spread your money across hundreds or thousands of companies, lowering your risk. Let AS say you invest $100 a month in an index fund that earns around 7% per year. Over 20 years, that regular investment could grow to nearly $50,000, even if you never increase your monthly amount. That's the magic of compounding. If investing feels confusing, start with small amounts. Learn as you go, and never invest in things you don't understand. Be wary of get-rich-quick offers. They're often scams. Real financial growth comes slowly and steadily. Credit scores are another important piece of the puzzle. Your credit score is a number that shows lenders how trustworthy you are to lend money to. A good score helps you rent apartments, get lower interest rates, and sometimes even land a job. Pay your bills on time, keep credit card balances low, and check your credit report regularly for mistakes. If you have no credit history, consider a secured credit card or a small credit builder loan to begin. Now let's address some common challenges and mistakes. One big mistake is ignoring your finances, avoiding checking balances, bills, or statements out of fear. Facing the facts, even if they aren't pretty, is always the first step to improvement. Another mistake is chasing lifestyle upgrades as soon as income rises. Instead, when you get a raise, consider increasing your savings rate before adding new expenses. This way, your standard of living rises slower than your financial security. And don't try to do everything at once. Personal finance is a marathon, not a sprint. Start with tracking your spending, then create a basic budget. Build your emergency fund a little at a time. As you grow in confidence, you can add debt repayment, specific savings goals, and investments. Here's a practical daily routine for managing your finances. Spend 5 minutes reviewing your transactions each evening. Use 1 day a week to update your budget and see if you're on track. Each month, review your debts and savings goals. Once a year, check your credit report and make adjustments to your investment strategy as needed. Let's walk through some real scenarios. Imagine Mike, who just graduated from college. He has $2,000 in savings, $20,000 in student loans, and makes $3,000 a month. Mike starts by setting up a basic budget. $200 goes to rent, $400 to groceries and essentials, $200 for fun, $300 for minimum loan payments, $400 for savings, and $500 left for variable expenses. His top goal is to build a $3,000 emergency fund and start paying extra on his student loans. Or take Sarah, a freelancer with an irregular income. Some months she makes $5,000, others only $2,000. She builds a bare minimum budget for lean months and saves aggressively when income is high. She sets up automatic transfers to separate tax, emergency, and fun accounts, so she never dips into the money needed for bills and obligations. No matter your income or background, these principles apply. The details change, but the foundation stays the same. Know what comes in and what goes out. Spend less than you earn. Protect yourself from surprises. Set meaningful goals. Start growing your money as soon as you're able. Many people feel embarrassed or anxious because they haven't gotten it all together yet. But remember, everyone starts somewhere, and learning about money is a journey, not a destination. If you feel lost, reach out. Ask questions, read books, listen to podcasts, watch channels like this one. The financial world is complex, but you don't have to figure it out alone. To wrap up, here's a practical checklist you can use. Track your income and expenses for 1 month. Create a simple budget using the 50-30-20 rule. Open a savings account and start your emergency fund, aiming for $500–$1,000 to begin. List all your debts and choose a debt payoff strategy, avalanche or snowball. Set a specific, measurable goal for the next year. Learn one new thing about investing. Schedule time each month to check your progress and celebrate small wins. Managing your money well doesn't mean restriction or stress. It means choices, freedom, and peace of mind. Thank you for spending this time exploring personal finance. If you want to learn more about budgeting, saving, investing, and money management that actually makes sense for real life, subscribe and join our community for practical, step-by-step guidance. Remember, personal finance is a skill anyone can master day by day, small decision by small decision. Finance is for everyone, including you, and your journey starts today.